my inspirational books at the house, but nothing seemed just right. So I was talking to a friend and they said, you know, just speak what you know. Just speak from your own experience. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to take you back to a day that changed my life. In December 2008, Christmas vacation had just started. I was leaving the house to finally get some Christmas shopping done. Backing the car out of the garage and the phone rings. I hear my husband's voice on the other line. It's much changed from when he left the house 2 hours before. He's in a great deal of pain, and he asked me to come get him at work. I said, okay, be right there. I'm already in the car. I headed to his work, and when I pulled up in front of his office, 2 of his co-workers are all but carrying him to the door, and he gently put him in the car. He's in a great deal of pain. We can't even put the seatbelt on him, so we take him to the hospital. In the hospital that time in the morning, they were able to get right to him, asking the questions they needed to ask, and doing all the initial tests. And one by one, the doctor would come in. Well, Ed, are you a heavy drinker? Do you smoke quite a bit? No, sir, not at all. Okay, well, don't worry. We'll find out what's the cause of your pain and we'll do what we need to do. A little while later, another doctor comes in. Says, Ed, I'm really sorry, but are you a heavy drinker? Do you smoke quite a bit? No, sir, I don't smoke or drink at all, never have. A little while later, another doctor comes in and he's flipping through the chart and he's asking those questions. And then he asks, he says, so Ed, do you smoke quite a bit? Are you a heavy drinker? Well, no, but from the look on your face, I'm thinking of starting. So Ed and I kind of looked at each other and we chuckled at his little joke. But looking back, the doctor didn't laugh. A little while later, they came to get Ed to take him for a CAT scan. While he's out of the room, I call our children. They're all in the 20s at this point. My son is in Arlington living with his wife. My middle daughter is in Houston with her husband going to school. And my youngest is going to college in Denver. All of which a good drive from where we are in Waco. So I tell them their dad's in the hospital, but sit tight, don't worry, he's in good hands. And I'll call you when I know more. So Ed comes back from the CAT scan and his face is as white as a sheet over. Ed, what's wrong? What happened? And he said, well, they had an old guy on the table and they pulled him off and put me on. And I was thinking, well, I guess we had better insurance. You know, ignorance is bliss. We had no idea what the cause of his pain was. And at that point, we weren't too concerned. He was in real good hands. But not long after that, they came and told us he was going to need a blood transfusion. At that point, I did get concerned. And I said, a blood transfusion, are you sure? Are you sure that's necessary? The doctor's face and his comment told me what I needed, what I had to hear. I said, oh yes, ma'am. He's going to need quite a bit of blood. He's going to need 6 units. So while they're doing the blood transfusion, I go out in the hallway and I call the kids again. I got the girls first and I told them what was going on. I said, but don't worry, I don't want you rushing here. I don't want you to get in a wreck. Just don't worry. So they said, well, we'll pack a bag and we'll be there when we can. And I called my son and I was telling him the same thing. He said, Mom, stop. We're almost there. We'll be there in a few minutes. And for the first time in my life, I was glad my son did not listen to me. He and his wife had left the house as soon as they got my first call. And that was a divine intervention because they arrived just minutes before the GI doctor came in. The gastroenterology doctor came in and kind of motioned for us to step out in the hallway. So my son and daughter-in-law stepped out in the hallway, and you got to picture it. We're in the middle of a busy emergency room. People bustling all around. We're not in an empty exam room or consultation room. We're in the middle of the aisle when the doctor tells me. The CAT scan confirmed what the doctor thought. It's colon cancer, all throughout his abdomen. They said it spread to a large part of his liver. The kids and I couldn't say a word, but the doctor answered the unspoken question we had on our mind. He said, he's only got a few months. Well, at that point, the air was sucked out of the room, and my knees buckled. And my daughter-in-law caught me, and son and daughter-in-law walked me back to beside his bed. And the doctor came in and gave Ed the diagnosis and the prognosis. Ed didn't say a word. He looked to his right where I'm sitting. I've got hot tears burning down my face, just sobbing, quietly sobbing. And when he hears the news, he looks at me with a look that was unmistakable. The look was, who's gonna take care of you? And I've got to confess at this point, I was 46 years old, and my husband and I had been high school sweethearts. We dated all through high school. And I had gone, and we got married 2 weeks after high school graduation. I had gone from living in my parents' house where they took care of everything to living in Ed and my house where he took care of me. At this point, I'm 46 years old, and I confess to you, I did not even know how to put gas in the car. He took care of me. He did all the finances. He took care of the mortgage and bills, and I raised the family. So there was a lot of things that I did not know. But the doctor was wrong. He didn't have a few months. He had 2 years. In those 2 years, we lived, we loved, we traveled as much as his chemo would allow. And he taught me to do a lot of the things that I did, like put gas in the car. He also taught me how to mow the grass. And I remember one story, he was getting his chemo, and he would come home with the chemo attached in a pump. Every 2 weeks he'd come home for 3 days. And during this time, the grass was really, really tall. I mean, it was bad, and we knew rain was coming, so he said, "We really gotta mow the grass, you're gonna have to do it." So, and he had a brand new riding lawnmower that he hadn't let me ride yet because it was his baby. And he's holding on to his chemo pump on the back porch, trying to tell me what I needed to do. Well, the grass got mowed that day, but it wasn't pretty. At one point, I know that I looked like Lucy Ricardo going down the New Jersey Turnpike with tulips stuck in my hair, but I got it done, and he was proud of me. Sorry, I've got to look back at my notes. Because the next thing is, we lost him in October 2010. But I remember my mom's words distinctly, and it's followed me ever since. Sharon, you had 30 years of wonder. Some people never get that. I have 3 of the best kids in the world. At the time, I had a grandbaby. So I knew I had to get through it. However, I had to do it. So what I did is I started a mental exercise. Each day, each moment, I would look for the good. And each day, you have blessings, you have joys, whether it's a card from a friend or just the right song on the radio or big things like what we have today. But there's good in every day, in every situation. So that's where I focus my attention. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. One example I remember is a couple of years ago, I'm on my way to work, and I'm hitting every red light along the way. I'm in a hurry. Stacy can tell you that I'm always an early bird. I'm in a hurry just to get there. No real rush, but I'm hitting every red light. And I remember one light, stop at it. The frustration is just bubbling when an accident happens right in front of me. That red light had saved my life. And that's how a lot of life's disappointments and hardships are. They're hard, but sometimes it's what has to be done. And I challenge you all not to be defined by your hardships and your challenges along the way. Be defined by the way you react. So with that, I want to say, look for the good in every situation. There is good, there is positive, there is blessings in every day. But the problem is you've got to look for it. So with that, I leave you with these words. You will see what you look for. So be sure that what you look for is what you want to see.